If you're watching this video, you're more than likely where I was only 6 weeks ago. From the start, it was like a love story, a classical love story. We met at the age of 14, and we used to catch the same school bus. And again, we met at the local pub at around the age of 19, and I was hooked. I was madly in love with Deb. She was fantastic, and been fortunate enough to be together now for 30 years. And she's my best friend, my soulmate. But I guess like any relationship, it has its ups and downs, and probably took things. I got complacent and lazy, and all those things that probably happen in most relationships. Took it for granted, and I did the wrong thing.
When this all went down, I've never seen a more broken guy, if that makes sense.
I was worried about him. He wasn't the same guy.
But like anything in a relationship, when things get rocky, you deal with it in a certain way. But when things get to a point where you're lost, the tools that you've got aren't working, and constantly you're going around in the crazy cycle, I was just at wit's end. I didn't know what to do.
He lost weight. He was staying at a mate's house. Look, I'm pretty sure he stayed at my house on the lounge a couple of nights. He was broken.
I didn't have the answers. I was searching and hoping that something magical would happen. Something would appear in front of me. But I was pretty certain that, with all the greatest intentions in the world, that my marriage was done. I thought it was done, it was over.
Look, I honestly thought, along with all of our other mutual friends, he was gone. We thought, that's it for Derek and Debbie, that they're dead.
So I was really worried about Derek initially. He's a shadow of himself. Magically,
He turned up.
The thing with Derek is he's probably the most determined bloke I actually know. I mean, the guy has actually climbed the highest peak in Italy in the snow and all that sort of stuff to raise money for kids with cancer. I mean, we're West Australians. We haven't even seen snow over here. The guy is just that determined.
Out of nowhere, I'd met this guy. We got on like a house on fire, and I'd met him in Sydney, and he was fantastic. He had charisma, had spunk about him, and it was like a guy that I'd known forever. Like a buddy that I went to school with. He was just fantastic. He was so genuine, authentic, and he just knew what I was going through.
But wow, what a rebirth. Absolutely amazing transformation.
I reached out to him online, and it was probably the best decision that I'd ever made in this instance. When it come to wanting to save my marriage, he was definitely an angel. He was an angel.
Such a great thing to see him vibrant and back in action.
So after, we'd only spoken briefly, and he presented to me his solution, and something that he's quite passionate about and been working on for in excess of 10 years.
Yeah, I noticed he was studying every day. Like he was actually transcribing notes and studying every day, like the hardest I've seen him work actually.
There was one clear rule. He had one clear rule, and I had to be committed for the next 40 days.
It's great to see the joy back in his eyes, joy back in his step.
Given how serious I was to wanting to save my marriage, it was a no-brainer. I said, Alonzo, you have my commitment for the next 40 days. I trust you, I respect you, and whatever it is that you're going to share with me, I'll give you my commitment full tilt.
Being a great dad, a great husband, a great family member, it's nothing better than seeing your mates succeed.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing, that I'm certain that no matter where you are in your relationship, or if you're looking for a relationship, or you just want to excel in life in general, Alonso, his process, it worked a treat for me, and I'm sure it could work for you as well.